The city wakes below, a tapestry of lights blinking out as dawn breaks. James stands on the balcony, the cool morning air a stark contrast to the fire that once burned and still smoulders within him. He watches the sun crest the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, a daily masterpiece reflecting a journey of his own making. This view, this moment of quiet triumph wasn't given. It was earned in the crucible of ambition, forged through years of relentless effort. He breathes in the air of success, a fragrance composed of sacrifice, risk, and the sweet, intoxicating scent of a dream realized. This wasn't just about building a company, it was about building a life he once only dared to imagine, one brick of determination at a time. The skyline isn't just a view, it's a mirror, showing him how far he's come from the shadows of his beginnings. The past is another country. One lived in a cramped, cluttered office where the only skyline was a stack of unpaid bills and the only dawn was the flicker of a dying desk lamp. A younger James, face etched with fatigue but eyes sharp with focus, inhabited that space. He was a ghost in his own life, fueled by cheap coffee and an unshakable belief that he was on the verge of something significant. The nights bled into days, a seamless loop of coding, researching, and refining. Friends' invitations went unanswered. Social gatherings became distant memories, and the world outside his four walls seemed to fade. It was a lonely existence, a self-imposed exile, where the only companion was the hum of his computer and the persistent whisper of a question. Was it all worth it? In those quiet, solitary hours, the foundation was laid, not of a company, but of the resilience required to build one. Then it happened, not in a flash of lightning, but as a quiet click in the machinery of his mind. An idea, raw and unformed, began to take shape. It was a eureka moment, born not of sudden genius, but of accumulated frustration and endless iteration. He leaped from his chair, grabbing a marker, his exhaustion vanishing, replaced by a surge of pure, unadulterated inspiration. On the whiteboard, a chaotic scroll of diagrams and equations became a symphony of logic. His eyes, once heavy with sleep, were now bright with the fire of creation. This was it. The solution, elegant and simple, to a problem no one else had seen so clearly. In that flurry of sketching and frantic note-taking, the abstract dream became a tangible plan, a blueprint for the future. The blueprint, however, was just the beginning. The grind was the true architect. A montage of his life plays out. The sting of rejection in sterile boardrooms, the condescending smiles of skeptical investors who saw a kid, not a visionary. He endured long nights turning caffeine into code, chasing bugs that seemed to multiply in the darkness. There were moments of crushing doubt, staring at a screen that reflected his own tired face, the temptation to quit a heavy weight on his shoulders. But each time he fell, he pushed himself back up, fueled by a stubborn refusal to let his idea die. He learned, adapted, and persevered, his resolve hardening with every obstacle overcome, every no that only strengthened his determination to hear a yes. That yes finally came, not as a whisper, but as a roar of applause. The turning point arrived in a packed conference room, the air thick with anticipation. He stood before the audience, no longer a tired kid in a cluttered office, but a confident leader presenting his vision. The product demo ran flawlessly, each feature landing with precision, each benefit resonating with the crowd. When he finished, there was a beat of silence, and then the sound of clapping filled the room. A key investor approached, hand extended, a smile of genuine belief on his face. The handshake that followed wasn't just a deal, it was a validation. It was the moment the solitary struggle became a shared success, the turning point where the dream began its transformation into reality. Back on the balcony, the sun is now fully risen, bathing the city in a warm, golden light. James smiles, a genuine, reflective expression. The journey unfolds in his mind. The small office, the whiteboard, the rejections, the handshake. Each memory is a stepping stone on the path that led him here. He turns his gaze back to the horizon, no longer just a symbol of arrival, but a promise of what's to come. The fire within him burns, not with the frantic energy of the past, but with the steady, enduring flame of purpose. The journey isn't over. A new day has dawned, and with it a new horizon to chase. He is ready.